Sydney game I'll get to in a second. And also, I'm going to do a little update on my team and my trades. I have done a little couple changes with the team since the team lineups have come out. I'll do another video tomorrow after watching today's game. I don't know, it's going to be confusing. I'll tell you in a second what I'm doing. But yeah, I'll do a quick review of this. I'll tell you my trades right after this. And then tomorrow, I'm going to have a look at the team lineups and see what's changed around the whole league, and we talk about it with I'll talk about it with you guys, and I'll probably post it around tomorrow morning or something like that. So we'll see how it goes. So I haven't watched this game yet. I had a late one at work and I missed the whole game. I'm going to check it out once I've stopped recording and posted this. Hawthorn beat Sydney at 99 to 82. They had 29 scoring shots to 17. So shout out to Sydney being accurate on this occasion. But yeah, as we can see, these are the updated scores as well. I think this might be pre-scaling, but I've got the player research up there. So we got 4 tons at Hawthorn with Gunston, Dylan Moore, Newcomb, and Nash. Dylan Moore's probably the one that we could look at, but his floor is pretty low. So yeah, one to keep an eye on, I guess. Weddle had an 89. It's pretty decent. 20 disposals. That's okay. He scored 2 behind. So if he turned those into goals, he 100% can have a ton. So that's all right. Ned Reeves. So this is one that I found interesting. He scored an 85 on 47 time on ground. And then we go down to Lloyd Meek, had a 68 on 53% time on ground. So obviously from yeah, I mean, what's the main difference? Is it clangers? No. Disposal efficiency, it wouldn't be. It can't be disposal, so it must be something I can't see. Maybe it's hit outs to advantage, which is those 13 to 4 would probably be the big difference. Look, it's only 17 points, but still would have a bit of a difference there, considering that Meek had more disposals than him. Did technically have more hit outs, so on and so forth. But I found that interesting. Maybe we see Sam Mitchell pull the plug and go, Meek, you're not doing as much as we want, and we're going to roll with Reeves. He might not be a terrible option to go for as an R2 flex idea. Just a bit of an idea to put out there. I don't know. I think they've got their bye next week, so we can make it. We have about 2 weeks to make that decision for Reeves, but something to keep an eye out for the next couple of weeks. But Nick Watson back to last week's an 85. Connor McDonald with a 76. He had 20 disposals. Disposal efficiency 65, which probably killed his score. So he could have scored a bit better. What was his CBA? Will this update on AFL summary? Mind you, I'm really sorry. I'm a bit sick. Bloody mum gave me the cold before they left. Where's Connor McDonald? So if I'm sounding a bit groggy, I apologise. But yeah, has the game come out? No, it hasn't. So won't say what his CBAs were unless we went to and kind of guessed on our own. 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. Who knows? It doesn't say here, does it? No, it's not. That's okay. But he scored a 76. Could have been a lot better. Sam Butler did better with a 72. And that's about it from there. Swans, I really kind of forgot to talk about. I'll talk about Justin McInerney first. I know he only scored a 77, but that 63 at disposal efficiency definitely killed him. But look at that. His bulk amount of CBAs are in the middle there. Or his disposals were in the middle. His disposal efficiency killed him, but I guess that's what's going to happen. I didn't really mention it because of the Gordon and Heaney exits out of the side because of injury. That kind of opens it up a lot more for those guys in the middle. I don't know if Callum Mills got into the middle at all tonight. Not really. He seemed like the main kick-out guy. Does it say? Doesn't say here, but 452 metres gain isn't too bad. Oh no, he had six kick-ins here. What about Blakey? He had four. Bice, he had three. So not terrible, but yeah. Look, his score could have been a lot better with that 63 disposal efficiency. Even if it went by 12 or 15%, that would have been a really nice way to cap off that night. But look, they've got the bye this week. If you brought him in, it's not the end of the world. I reckon he could be a top six mid by the rate that he's going. I mean, tonight was an off night, but I reckon he'll get better. The only two tons for Sydney were Grundy and Mills. Grundy at 29 hitouts, but had the 19 disposals, three tackles as well. Callum Mills with a 107 was nice. Uh, oh my God, what's his name? Chad Warner had a few CBA, bit around the ground, really. Um, yeah, some lower scores here for Sydney. Bice with an 80. Sicily had a 90. And if we go to the next 80, that's equivalent to the 48 there. So Sydney didn't really score much on the SuperCoach side of things. Excuse me with my nose. Is there anything else, SuperCoach? This was a bit disappointing, I thought. 72 disposal efficiency, 18 disposals. You think it should be a bit better. Um, I'll have a look at this is a spoiler if you want to see my trades that I've done, but if we go to Sarong, excuse me, and we bump it up to a 48 with the SuperCoach projector, what is he making? Because it's technically more than what it is. 48.9 puts him at 168 or 169. So that's not terrible. 20K the week after. If he just goes 50s, yeah, kind of slows down after round 6. And that's okay if we can get rid of him by then because he's kind of, that's where he's at averaging his points. But yeah, a bit disappointing there. You hope for it to be a bit better. Roses with a 45. If you went with him, it's an interesting pot option, but yeah, I was never going to go with that, I guess. And there's not really no one else to really talk about. But yeah, that's with that game. Excuse me with my nose. Oh, goodness me. All right. So last time I talked to you guys, I was only making the one trade, and I think it was to Braden Cook. I forgot who it was. Might have been Filippo, might have been Dobeston, but this is what I've done. I can still undo them if I wanted. So it's just basically trading out Hayden Young, who's out for 1 week. It seems it's a low-grade hamstring injury, and I looked it up. It's normally 1 to 3 weeks, so maybe he gets reassessed next week and he needs to have another week off. And I'm fine with that because he'll play one game, and if, for example, if he plays this week, that's okay. Or sorry, next week, that's okay because he's not making any money. And if it's a decent break even where I'm comfortable to go after him, I reckon I can pull the trigger and go for it. But the main concern is that it's the opposite hamstring where he's had multiple issues on. So it's just a constant problem with Hayden Young at this point. And Dobeston, look, he was just the wrong rookie to start. If I did have Cook for, I reckon, 2 weeks, and then I was just flipping it with different players, and I just went with Dobeston because he was highly owned, I'll be honest. But yeah, so not much thinking with that pick there. But went with Parrish, went with Cook. You're probably going, why are you chasing last week's score? It actually allows me to have more money. I've got 78,000 there. So Parrish, 334, saving money there, and then for 136, 158 minus 22. So it's decent there. It gives me a good amount of money to use, if I wanted to upgrade or downgrade someone. So I kept Blackerson for this week. If he does crap against Sweet, that'll give me the indication he won't do well against Cherry next week and then English the week after. So, yeah, I'm expecting if we can get at least an 80, that would be ideal. Because if he scored an 80 here, what would his break even be? It'd be a 39, and then if he just went straight 80s, you probably want to keep him to around round 5, round 6. Because once he starts making like single digits, and what I mean by that is like, 8.7K. Like if he's making like 8K, there's not really much point keeping him. So if he scores an 80 this week and his break even's okay, I might keep him. But with getting rid of him and potentially downgrading another rook like Dyson Sharp or a Jack Carroll down to a Milan Murdoch, then I'll definitely pull the trigger on that. If Filippo just gets re-injured again, I'm just going to get rid of him because he's going to be a slow burn. But if one of these two stuffs up, I mean, Carroll's playing. A lot of people had a doubt that he wasn't going to play, so it's nice that he is in the starting 18. Excuse me. So, yeah, that's a good sign. So, Sharp could be on the move. I mean, Sarong could also be on the move, which I know that's a bit over the top, but he's got this 48 in his system for 2 weeks. He scored a 50 something last week, a 54 last week. I don't know, man. Like, it's just not promising to me. But yeah, reason why I brought in Parrish is because of, he's got a nice 34. I hope he is starting 18, so if he can go 90s, he can slowly make to around 450 or just under that, which would be nice. And then just him and a guy like Sarong. If I can, or a bit more, if he makes a bit more, I could put those two in a trade and upgrade Parrish to a primo, or even downgrade back to Hayden Young. I know that's kind of 1 step forward, 2 steps back with that, but it could be decent making some early cash and then going back to Young. But yeah, the only concern with Parrish is his midfield minutes, especially. It's all of Essendon. Like, Sharp didn't have a high TOG. Parrish could have had higher. I think it was like a 70, which was pretty crap. You're kind of looking at 80, 85. Maybe he's not fit enough. We don't know. But yeah, that's why I've gone with him. And then Braden Cook, I think, in my opinion, out of him and Murdoch, I think there's a better chance of him scoring more. But yeah, that's my reasons there. I am undoubtedly going with Murdoch next week. And the reason why I went with the 2 this week instead of just 1 is because, let's just say there is a player that didn't have the early buy because there really wasn't many options with those rooks. Adelaide, Essendon, Freo, Melbourne, North Melbourne, Port Adelaide, Richmond, and Eagles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So all these guys, if we go to break evens, maybe Harry Sharp has a really good second game as well, backs it up, has a 76 or even higher. Same with Bo Allen, but he's selected as an emergency set / extended bench. But any of these guys as well, like a Watkins might have a spike game, which would be nice, and get his break even lower, but he's also on the cusp of playing. Some other guys as well, just around this area, like maybe a Hugh Bond backs his performance up. Maybe Latrell Pickett does really well, or Jacob Van Rooyen has another monster game against Freo, but I kind of doubt it. But then you're looking at these DNPs. Here, you got McKinlay there. Wayne Miller has got a break even of 22. If he backs up that 142 with another really nice score, maybe he's an option for you. At this moment for me, I don't want to take too many risks, so I don't want to go with him. But other guys, this DNP spot, I mean, Tom Lynch has a 92, but he's at 304K. There's really not much point there. But yeah, look, or maybe a Lindsay. Maybe you swap Blackiston to Lindsay if he has a better second game. But if you get my point, maybe if Toby Murray's not playing, but yeah, I hope you guys try and see my point out. So maybe only do the 1 trade, getting Murdoch in. Could be a trade down from Blackiston to him, and then I can move. I don't need to move Grill because what's his name? Murdoch will probably be on the bench there. And then I've got a nice list a bit weaker, but that's okay. Then it makes me have 78 plus whatever, what's that, 195k. That'll allow me to have about 250k to, use. Who could I use it with? Maybe Butterick. Doesn't have a great game. Second game, he makes 51k. And then that's what? Just under 300, and then another 250, 270. Upgrade him to a primo. I can't move anyone down forward, which is oh no, I can move Robertson, but there you go. That's like a primo already upgrade. So that's what I'm trying to get at. But I think that's my plan. Sarong scored a 48, and hopefully Lindsay plays, I think Lindsay could have a better score than that. So I think I'm going to swap him with Dacos, and I'm not going to have that Sarong score for me. But yeah, last minute vice captain, we're going to have it Petrarca against Richmond. We saw what he did against West Coast. They didn't have a tag. Richmond doesn't tag either, so Petrarca there. I'm expecting he does go at least 130, and if he does, even if he goes 125, I'm just going to keep it on him because I stuffed that up with Dacos last week, and then I say this, but it's going to be a risk. I'll risk Butters with the captain, or maybe even Sheasel. Yeah, we'll see how I feel on the day, but I think that's going to do it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you liked my updated changes. Hopefully they pay me well, or back me up pretty well. It's a pretty weak team, I'll be honest. I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 primos. I'm not counting Flanders just yet. Parrish, no. Like 1, 2, 3 mid-price, 4 mid-prices. It's pretty weak having Walsh and Nicky D being there. But hopefully it gets better. Does it have a projected score of round 3? Round 3's 12, 24, and then 14, 32. So not looking great, but these guys will swap. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you liked my updated trades. Let me know what you've done, last minute trades or anything. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in. Hopefully you guys have a good one. I'm going to go check out the Sydney Hawthorn game now, give you guys my thoughts and updates on that, and then do the lineups video tomorrow morning. And I'll see you guys then. Cheers.